point router 1 and router 2 to a DNS server, and router 3 is going to be that DNS server. And in doing so, what we have to do here on router 1 and router 2, we'll go into global configuration mode here, and we'll do a IP. So we'll go ahead and put in the command IP domain name, and then we're going to go ahead and specify our domain here. So in this example, we'll just do like bowlercbtlabs.com. And then we're also going to have to point to, our DNS server. In this case, our DNS server is going to be router 3. So we'll go ahead and follow this up with IP DNS server. I'm sorry, wrong command. We'll do a IP name server, and then we have the IP address. So we'll just go ahead and put in here router 3's loopback, which is 3.3.3.3. So now on router 1, if I just do a AAA here and put that in, what you can see now it's trying to, instead where it's looking up 255, 255, 255, 255 and got nothing. What it's looking for now here is the name server in which we manually put in global configuration mode, which is 3.3.3.3, which is router 3. So let's go to router 2. We'll go ahead and put in our entry here on router 2. We'll just make sure we have domain lookup enabled first. Then we're going to go ahead and put our IP domain name. It's going to be bowlercbtlabs.com. And then our name server is going to be, we're going to point to router 3 because router 3 is our DNS server in this example. So we'll point to router 3's loopback 0 interface. And then we should be good to go. So now we have our clients. In this example, we have our clients enabled with our DNS information. So now what we have to do is build the entries in on our DNS server here, which is router 3. So the first thing we got to do on router 3 is we have to enable it to be a DNS server, and we do that by just doing the command IP DNS server. And now what we do is we have to build the entries to our hosts here. So our hosts are going to be R1 and R2. And then lastly, we'll do ourself here, router 3 as a host. So we do IP host. And now what we're going to do is we'll do R1, follow it up with dot, and then bowler cbtlabs.com. And then we're going to put in the IP address to reach R1, and we'll specify R1's loopback interface here. And then now let's go ahead and put in the host entry for router 2. So again here, router 2 is named R2 and router 1 is named R1. So that's why we're using this entry here for the IP host name. So the host for R2 is going to be R2 dot and then bowler cbtlabs.com, and then we'll give we'll point it to router 2's loopback interface. So again, this is our domain name here, Bowler CBT Labs, and then this is our host name. So in order for router 3 to perform host to IP address resolution, we have to put in our these records in manually on our DNS server, and that's what we're doing here. And then last but not least, we'll go ahead and put